Greetings, everyone. James Holmes Jr. here with Black Lion Foundation. Today's information podcast, the title will be The Importance of Children's Financial Literacy. Hopefully, some of you have been following some of the things that we've been doing, and if you have, then you know that we put a great deal of emphasis on children's financial literacy. Obviously, we feel like financial literacy is important for everyone, but especially for children, because as Frederick Douglas once said, it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. So why would we not catch them earlier? Here is an analogy for you. What would be your thoughts of playing a high stakes game in the future of your life was what was going to be wagered? Now, if you win this game, then you could live a life of generational wealth, okay? But if you lose this game, then you're going to be in poverty prison, unfortunately, probably for the majority of your life. This is how the game goes. You're going to go to a different place that you're unaccustomed to. You're going to go to a place where no one has informed you of where you're going to go, and you're going to play this game, and it's a very high stakes game. Now, here's the kicker. Your opponent, they know all the rules. Not only do they know the rules, they've written the rules. Not only do they know the rules and have written the rules, but they have, through generation after generation after generation, dominated it. Now, that's who you're going against. That's the game you're going to be playing. But you don't know what the rules of the game are. Get it? Our children are facing a world that's not necessarily friendly to them financially. If they go into that world and they're not prepared, they can expect to be financial prey. And it's really just that. As Damon John so eloquently says, is that our economic system is set up to where the uninformed pay the informed. So it's our choices, especially when our kids are younger, to take just a little bit of time and point them in a favorable direction so that they're getting good basic knowledge to build good basic habits. The habits are so essential. As the saying goes, is that we don't determine our future. We determine our habits, and our habits determine our future. So the earlier that we get at them, the better off we are. We all have a long line of habits. Some habits are good habits, some habits are bad habits, some are benign, don't matter that much, and some are quite significant. So why not influence our children as far as creating good financial habits? As a matter of fact, along those lines, I've been busy promoting and advocating for our children, speaking up for our children, waving a banner for our children. This year alone, I've written 6 children's financial literacy books. That's 6. I didn't stutter. The title theme of the series is called Baby King Jamar, Jumar. They're all $12 a piece, easy to find on Amazon. The title's the same, Baby King Jamar. Some of the books are Baby King Jamar Plays the Budget Game, Baby King Jamar Learns to Invest, Baby King Jamar Story Time, Baby King Jamar Gets a Puppy, and so forth. And even the one about the puppy, don't be misled because it's still teaching. I call it Feeding Them Broccoli That Tastes Like Ice Cream. All they know is they got this cool little book and it's fun. It talks about puppies and all of that cool stuff. But at the time, they're learning. They're learning about diversification. They're learning about dollar cost averaging. They're learning about compounding interest. They're learning about budgeting. 70% of the citizens of the United States do not have a written budget. Guess what? You start your kids out and they're learning budgeting at the age of 6 or 7 or 8, they're already ahead of 70% of the country. It's one of the most affordable and beautiful things that we can do for them is to get them started down that track. That's a beautiful thing that you can do for any kid that you love. Secondly, it's important that they have the power of knowledge. We hear this all the time. Knowledge is power, and it is true. Knowledge is a power, and we can decide how to use it. But before we decide how to use it, we have to obtain it. So I make that readily available with the books that I've published. Also, the programs that we run. Our kids' programs in St. Paul are going to start up on oh my God, you're making me get this exact date. It's going to be the third Saturday in November. We'll start, and it's called Money Games. And basically what happens is the kids come in, we feed them, they eat, they have fun, they play games, but we're sneaking in some financial literacy in there the whole time, and it's a cool deal. All your kids anywhere from age 8 to 18 are invited out every Saturday, starting the third Saturday in November. Also, it's important for our kids to know that money is a good tool. Think about what I just said. Money is a good tool. So many of us have been indoctrinated to think, oh, the money is bad. The money is bad. The money is the root of all evil. No. Reread that. It's the love of money is the root of all evil. The love of money. Money is a tool. That's all. No more, no less. It's a tool to pay your bills. It's a tool for your vacations or whatever it is you want to do for your kids' college education, for your retirement. It's just a tool. And any tool can be used for good or for bad, almost like scissors. A scissors is a tool. You could use scissors to do a beautiful job cutting hair. Or you could take scissors and you could just stab yourself in the eye. It's your choice how to use the tool. I would rather have access to the tool so that I can be a good steward of the tool and use it well and use it wisely. So give our kids that opportunity. It's also important for our kids to know the difference between assets and liabilities. Let's be honest. How many of you guys can give us an elevator speech on assets and liabilities? It shouldn't really be hard. You know, assets are things that you own that are worth value. Liabilities are debt, things that you owe, that you're obligated to. Well, it's good for our kids to not just to be able to regurgitate that, but to actually internalize it. And once they internalize it, they make good decisions. They really do. Because when we have better choices, we make better decisions. So you're not training them like robots, but you're instilling good, basic, general habit that will help them to defend themselves in life financially for many, many years down the road. Understanding delayed gratification. Everybody knows that's important. I didn't say that we eliminated gratification. I just said that we understand the significance of delayed gratification. If we use some of our money well now, the compounding effect is amazing. They give us many more options. And guess what? Our gratification is still there. And the things, our budgeting principles that we teach the kids is we teach them that they really don't even have to delay. We teach what's called a 5 jars principle. And, you know, of that 5 jars, 10% of their money, savings, earnings, whatever you want to call it, 10%, the first 10% is for nothing but fun. Do whatever they want to do for fun. 50% is on spending, which, you know, whatever they got to spend things on. And as adults, basically what that ends up is because they've gotten used to using 50% of their income on spending when they're adult, guess what? Oh my, they're living on 50% of their income. How much of an advantage is that going to be for them to where they already have that internalized 10% savings, 10% giving, and 20% on investing? We teach that every week here over at Black Lion and at Truth Center. Also, raise the expectations, their expectations. I'm pretty, me and my wife, that was our deal. We just instinctively knew that that was important from the very beginning. And so we, if anything else, we erred on that side because we wanted them to have high expectations. We never wanted to limit their expectations. And we never even had negative speak with our kid. Never. Negative speak. Yesterday morning, on my way out, because I was in a rush and the dog kept barking and getting in my way. And so I yelled at the dog and I called him a dummy. I'm sorry, I apologize. And so, I knew I was kind of in trouble. And so I was at work and I got in late that evening. One of the first things my wife said is she said, "You owe Jet an apology. Our dog's name is Jet." I'm like, "I owe the dog an apology?" She says, "Yes, you owe Jet an apology." I'm like, "Why?" She said, "You used a derogatory remark toward him this morning." I'm like, "Well, what should be the big deal?" She goes, "Under no circumstances have you ever talked or would you ever talk that way to a kid?" I'm like, "Absolutely. I'd never say talk like that to our kids." So I'm like, whatever, we're not going to make the comparison. I ended up apologizing to the dog. That's not my main point. My main point of it is let's speak positive things into existence with our kids. Let's not limit their expectations. Let's raise their expectations because they do have royal DNA and they will rise. They will rise to the level of those expectations. I don't have to ask anybody. I got kids. I've seen it done. Every single last one of them rose to expectations that I think all four of our kids exceeded our expectations, as a matter of fact. And what they will also learn is they will learn to the significance of trading time for money. Literally trading time for money. Think about this in a simplified manner is rich people, how do they make money? Do they work for their money or does their money work for them? Oh, their money works for them. Well, what about poor people? Poor people, do they work for their money or does their money work for them? They always work for their money. They're working for their money, okay? The rich person owns the company that they work for. The rich person is at the beach having a good time, and the poor person is working to put money in the rich person's pocket. Why don't we just tell them when they're 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, hey, let's focus our thinking on being that one who's going to have our money working for them. It sounds easy because it is easy. BlackLionFoundation.com. You guys go on our site. You can see all these things. You can see about our various programs, our mentorship programs, the programs where we work with our youth. Financial literacy programs. It also has links to the books. So there's 6 of those books. They're called Baby King Jamar, Jumar. They're $12.22 at Amazon. I would encourage you to check them out. Hey, you guys, be well, please. And as always, pray for me, and I'll pray for you. James Holmes, Black Lion, out.